I am your host, Fred Nettles, and this is The Segment.
Hey, what's going on, Derrick? Thanks for joining the segment today. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm doing great.
Solid.
Let's get right into it. Hey, Derrick, just talk about your life growing up in Port, Mississippi.
For me, I always had a strong support system, so it wasn't too bad for me. But later on in high school, I had a son my junior year, so it kind of got different for me. I had to really just focus in and realize what I want, like kind of early. Well, I wouldn't say kind of early because I feel like once you're 17 or 18, you should know what you want to do in your life. So I started taking football seriously. Quit playing basketball. Went to a few camps my senior year. I went to Ole Miss, Tennessee, Southern Miss, and I went to a smaller school like Kentucky. JUCO, I went to like almost every JUCO camp. Got a few offers. I always could run and jump, but I didn't really just get the notoriety from my high school because it was so small. It was a 2A high school, so I had to go get the notoriety in camp. So I went that route, got an offer from Ole Miss, came and visit. I think my first visit, Dante Moncrief was my host because I played wide receiver in high school. He was my host. I came to Oxford. I enjoyed myself. Decided to commit to Ole Miss the summer of my junior year. Came, had a decent career, played wide receiver and cornerback once I got here. That was kind of like my first time really playing cornerback. And then I had to play at the highest level, so it kind of made me just dig down and find something that I was working for. And that was my son. So I always just got that energy from him, and then it just carried me throughout.
Yeah, and I know you just brought up, of course, being from Eupora, went to a small school, a 2A division. At what point did you realize, like, man, I'm good at this football thing. I'm good at sports. This will take me to the next level.
I would say I ain't really, like my senior in high school, I still wasn't really too comfortable. But as I got to college, around like my sophomore, going into like my junior year, I felt like I could play wide receiver or cornerback in the NFL. So I just kind of really attacked both while I was in college because I ain't never know, like, if somebody get hurt, will they put me back on defense? If somebody get hurt on offense, will they put me back on offense? So I kind of just worked hard at both. And some guys that played with me, they'll tell you I learned the offensive playbook and the defensive playbook. So even when I wasn't on offense, I still got those guys plays and went over with myself so I still can know just in case I get through over there.
Also, talk about how having, of course, your abilities to play sports, which is one thing. Talk about that ability that pressure. Did you have any pressure on yourself to perform at a higher level not only for yourself but for your family?
Definitely. I mean, every game I always think about like my son there, my grandma there, my dad, my little brother's watching. He play football too, so I know he try to mimic everything I do. So I want to be on point for them. And for me, it definitely didn't come with no pressure. I mean, because I want them to be there. I want to play at a high level. For me, I wouldn't say it was pressure. It was just me just staying focused.
Talk about your time at Ole Miss. Of course, you know you were at Ole Miss 4 years, and Ole Miss 4 years, and you moved around a lot as far as positioning. You had the right measurables, about 6'3", 185, 190, so they could put you anywhere from, of course, corner. You're not a prototypical corner, which is a great thing, of course, for the next level with that height. But of course, I think at that time, Ole Miss was pretty loaded at wide receiver, which was a blessing and a curse, of course, for you because you were so versatile. Like, hey, and athletic and great and a great specialist. They could put you on the field like pretty much whenever they wanted to. So just talk about having, of course, to balance both offense and defense, as well as being in the classroom as well.
For me, like the football, the work ethic, like learning the plays, that was just something that just came natural to me. The classroom was what I really just had to focus on because I was coming from a small school. I was kind of nervous about it. I was like, bro, I ain't know I ain't no in the classroom guy. I'll be the first to tell you like I ain't gonna really put the effort in to go to class. But when I got here and I realized all the help we got, like we got the FedEx, you got tutors, you got to be there, so you might as well just try to learn it while you in there. And once I got that in my head, like my journey really just got easy. Like I went to class, went to tutoring, weights, like it kind of became like a basic thing for me.
That's great. I can definitely relate to the transition from a small town to getting to college and having to pretty much learn how to study. Because even me being in high school, I mean, I was an A and B student, but I kind of like went off of common sense and didn't really know there was a method to studying.
Mm-hmm.
So I can definitely relate to that. And not only that, you had to balance sports as well as class, as well as the film room, as well as working out. So
I didn't even know nothing about watching film when I was in high school. Like we'll just watch and see like who they got on their team, who good, remember the number, and just play.
I'm glad you brought that up. How was that adjustment? From literally probably sitting in front of a big box TV, watching the team you're playing the next week, to going into an actual film room where the book is what, 100 pages, 200 pages?
Definitely. Well, from high school to college, the playbook was a big difference for me, because like I said, I played at 2A. We ain't have that many players, but college, then I was playing offense and defense. It really got difficult, but I use a method that I call like the same as rule. Like I try to see like what plays that I'm doing the same exact thing, and I try to remember them like that. Like I say we got a play called Seahawk or Dragon, but I'm doing the same thing. So I kind of say in my head, all right, Seahawk and Dragon, this the same thing. So when you hear that, you got the same thing no matter what.
Yeah.
So I just kind of put it together like that. And defense really just common sense. They tell you got cover one, you go on one person. They tell you cover two, you got the flats. You just learn that really from like playing the game and stuff like that. So it wasn't too bad.
Definitely. And talk about the draft process. You you stayed all 4 years at Ole Miss, and one thing that I personally loved about your game was, you were versatile. You could play offense, defense. And you all you wanted to do was just be on the field. You of course be one of the, how many in college? 90? Mm-hmm. 90 players. You're one of the 90 in college, but of course it's a 53-man roster in the NFL. So if you make yourself available, of course, for anything, that makes you more. You will get more looks in the NFL. So talk about your draft process and with the various teams that came to look at you.
For me, like I ain't go to the combine or nothing like that. I stayed in Oxford, worked out with my training staff that I've been working out with for all 4 years, and they knew like what I need to get stronger at, what part of my body I need to work the most. So they've been looking at me for 4 years, so I knew that it was the best place for me. So I ain't try to go nowhere else. I just stayed and worked out with them, and trusted the process. They always told me like you can play in the NFL. You blessed with more than enough athletic ability. You just gonna have to go in there and learn. So I just trusted and believed in them, worked hard, and got drafted.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I want to know about your process from Mississippi to New York. From the deep south to the east coast. So just talk about the difference throughout all aspects, financially, the socioeconomics, culturally, everything. So just talk about the difference. You've been around.
Culture definitely different. Like they do everything different from us. They dress different, talk different. Like they eat different stuff. I can't get my southern food down there, but I finally found a place. Like my 3rd year there, I found a place where I can get soul food there, so that kind of made it. Yeah. And it was close to my house, so that kind of made it balanced out for me. It made me feel a lot better when I found that spot. But financially, definitely, going into the league, this is the most money you ever had in your whole life.
Yeah, you like going in, you're already a part of the top 1%.
Yeah. And, but being in New York, you in the highest. Now you in the NFL and you in New York, you in the highest tax bracket in the world. So
number one media market as well.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You definitely have to watch your P's and Q's.
Yeah, definitely. So With me, I just try to get like my right support system, like the people around me, like my agent, my academic advisor, my advisor that like have my money, financial advisor. Like I just try to make sure that those people are people that I really can trust. That like if I put my money into something that they think I should, that I can trust what they saying and be true. So with like I said, with that, I just try to make sure that I got smart people who gonna encourage me to do smart things with my money. So at the end, I can always go back and like after football, I don't want to work no more. So that's my goal.
And especially, I can definitely relate to the culture and just the entire culture shift. Of course, you're being from Mississippi, and especially and in Mississippi in high school coming up, we're never really taught how to manage money. And now all of a sudden you're drafted. All this is landing in your lap. And now you have to have the proper support system around you to help you as much as everyone around you like control, like have everything in a really controlled setting. So yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I want to talk about you say you have two boys, two sons. Just talk about how, man, just you having two kids is helping you stay on the straight and narrow and grind as hard as possible every day.
Man, my kids, they everything to me. When I was young, I ain't really go about life the way I should. I mean, I had some, as a young boy coming from a small town, you're gonna have a lot of bumps in the road throughout your journey. You just gotta be able to maintain and overcome anything that come your way. And I felt like that's why I always been strong at. I was always able to overcome anything that I was faced with. I ain't never lied about it. I told the truth. And I just took what came with it throughout my years in high school, college, early in the NFL. Like I always felt like that what really just got me through. And my kids, I got two boys now. Like that, the energy they bring me, like it's really unexplainable. Like I can't explain it. It's just like when I get around them, like when I got them with me, it's like a different type of energy I got. And I know that like that's what drives me. Like when I'm working out, but when I get tired, I say, you got them boys at home. You gotta go. So I feel like when I tell myself that, I can make it through anything.
I appreciate you sharing that. What are you were most recently a part of the You Gotta Believe football camp in Jackson, Mississippi. It was your first year. So just talk about that process. Of course, working with the kids, helping give back to the community, just feeding them knowledge, of course, on the game as well as life. And yeah, just talk about that.
It's definitely always fun going back to camps like in towns like that, because you was once one of those kids who wanted somebody to come back from the NFL and hopefully try to train you for 2 days or 3 days, however long they there. So I definitely go out there and I try to get them all my energy. When I leave, I want to feel like I went to camp, because that's the energy I wanted from people. Like when I was in high school, when I was a young athlete, like I was wishing for somebody to come back and like just try to train me, like just teach me. So I feel like I owe them that, to just go back and just get them all that I know, all that I learned, and just try to put it into them.
Do you have any philanthropic endeavors coming up? Like anything that you're working on, anything that you want to work on, anything that you'd like to do in the future?
Man, I like to dress up. Like lately, I got a PR manager. She into modeling in New York, so she been trying to get me to give me that for like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it. I think I'm gonna try it. I ain't gonna try it like right now. I'm gonna wait. I said I'd do it like after like my 3rd year in the NFL. Like I'll try to like start doing something different. Like I gotta really like figure out like what this about, and then I can start like trying to do different stuff.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna try to like the modeling thing. I see what they do for me. See where I can take it to. I know I like to dress up, so I know it'll be something like that I like. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try like the runway thing.
Oh yeah.
probably, and see what I can do.
Oh yeah, you have a future in there, man, as well. After football. So when is training camp and all of that like sneak come back up with you guys when you get back to work out?
I have to go back on July. Well, camp start probably like on July 31st. We had to be back on the 24th, just because they want everybody back early, make sure you back for the for camp. And yeah, they're gonna put the ball down. It's time to go.
Oh yeah, you have any lofty goals? Like what are you looking like? Are you in a rotation, special teams?
Yeah, I'm starting on like 3 special teams. I'm the 3rd cornerback, so it's the first 2 guys, and then me.
Who in front of you?
Tremaine Johnson and Darrell Roberts.
Okay.
Tremaine, this would be like his 8th year.
Yeah.
Darrell, this would be like his, I want to say, 5th or 6th year.
Yeah.
So they savvy vets, they smart, and like I learned stuff from them. But they always tell me like you want to play from being in the game. So every day you come out here, you just keep going like you're going, where you gonna be alright. So I got guys there that even though I ain't played as much, like they believe in me. So that's why I've been there for 3 years.
They see work ethic.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely like.
That's what it is.
But coming from here, like that's what really just like you got to separate. Like it's gonna be guys coming from big cities, but they ain't worked that hard. Like they just got it because they school was big. Like and they, you know what I'm saying, they going against smaller opponents or whatever the case may be. You got to once you go in and put in your head and like you can outwork them. That's what I got in my head in college. Once I saw that I can outwork some of those guys like that was 4 stars, 5 stars, like they weren't gonna go as hard as me. I took advantage of it. Like every day I came and I made it my job to make them say like, man, DJ running. Like that dude be going hard. Like I made it every day with my goal for somebody to say that.
Man, what's your relationship with Jamal Adams? I know he's a high energy guy as well.
He kind of like he like we alike, but like he more like he got more energy. Like I got a lot of energy. Like he got more energy than I got. So it like we feed off each other a lot. Like when we be in the weight room, when we working out, like he gonna always scream my name, cause he know like I'ma scream back. Like he know like I'm one of them guys who gonna dance with him. We gonna turn up, but we gonna be about our business. Once we get it, like he one of them guys. Like he play, he dance on the field. We laugh, joke. But once we get in, once we close the door and get on this film, and we trying to learn, we trying to get better. Like he take it serious, and like that's why I respect him the most, because he got a flip switch. Like he know when to be playing and when not to be playing. You feel me? Like a lot of players don't get that. They just like it's a lot of players in the league. Like they just think it's just football. Like they don't really care about being smart. Like when you got them players that care about being smart, that's when you get to know them. Like Pat P, Richard Sherman. Like you know them people like who's smart and like they doing more than playing football.
Well, DJ, man, I really appreciate you taking your time out to sit down with the segment and let us just pick your brain a bit. Are there any last words you'd like to say to any aspiring Derrick Jones coming up now?
I say just believe in you. I always pray. Like I can't tell you when the last time I went to church, but I pray every single day. I pray more than one time a day. I can be driving down the road, I might pray like, God, please let me make it. Like, don't let nothing happen. Like that take you a long way. And but if you believe in something, you gotta put everything in your mind, in your body, do everything you can do to get there. Like it's easy to say I'm gonna do everything, but when it's crunch time, like you gotta really be willing to do that. With whatever you said in your mind you were gonna do when you were hungry. When you get fed a little bit, you gotta be still willing to do that. And that's what I try to drill into myself. Like no matter how much money you get, no matter where you go, like when I go through that building, I want them to say he was one of the hardest working persons who ever came through here. He respected everybody that he ever crossed. And like what you gave him is what you got back. That's it.
I appreciate that, man.
Man, I appreciate you for having me.
Oh, man.
For the underdog. We the one that got the power when it's time to make a change. One time for the underdog. Yeah. One time for the underdog. Yeah. One time for the underdog. Yeah. One time for the underdog.